welcome to Soul Symbols. My name is Shelley. I'm a writer, an astrologer, and a card reader, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. Happy Saturday. It is the weekly energy card reading. That is where you, the viewer, get to choose from one of 3 tarot decks, and we'll go through and do a quick spread to see what the general energies will be like for the next 7 days. It does not need to be the week of December 4th through the 11th in order for the messages to resonate. If you come across this video at any time, there may be messages contained. So we're going to go ahead and get started, but we just had a few quick announcements, very super quick. When I was watching the video last week, my voice sounded all over the place, and I'm sorry guys. I do, in my day job, I talk all day long, like all day, every day, and actually I'm filming the video a little bit late because I really slept in today. I was really, and what happens is my jaw gets a little sore. Like I really do have muscle tension in my shoulders and my jaw, so sometimes it's painful to do, you know, after a long day of talking, to do the filming right away. And you know, I try to handle it in a holistic way. Like, you know, of course I see the doctor, and if I need to take ibuprofen, you know, to kind of release the muscles, I do that. But you know, most of the time I try to, you know, do hot and cold packs, or I like to drink tea, like licorice tea, or what is it, elderberry tea really helps with inflammation. And also pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice is so good. And it's funny, it's, you know, they have different, it's very tart, and you might even have seen me a few times. It's like, it almost looks like grape juice, but it's like, there's a few versions of it. You can get the kind that is blueberry and pomegranate, or cherry and pomegranate, but there's so many antioxidants in that juice, and it really does, I don't know, it helps with my you know, it makes my jaw feel better. But today I have the tea, so if you see me, I'm going to be drinking my tea. So, but and actually I'll take a sip now. But yeah, so if I sound really lethargic, or if I'm struggling to get my words out, and I'm feeling it, I am feeling it a little bit today, it is because my face, you know. Now the second really quick announcement plays into that is that we're coming up on the end of December. The last weekly energy card reading will be posted on December 25th. My channel will still be here. I'm not completely going away. I don't do any personal readings. I started this channel to be of service on YouTube, and I'm very proud and I'm very honored with how much it has grown. We have gotten over 300 subscribers, and I am so grateful for every single one of you. And I definitely do not intend to go away completely, but I do need to take a break for a little while. Clearly I've been, you know, working, you know, kind of working a lot between, you know, day life and evening life with the card channel. So the December 25th will be the last, and then I will be back, but I really think that I'm going to be taking a hiatus from filming anything for the month of January 2022. I'm just going to really go off the grid and not on I won't be posting anything on any of my media channels for that time, just to kind of unplug and to kind of get grounded and centered again. So I will miss doing the videos, because I really do enjoy filming the videos for you, and I like tuning into your energy. That always is just such a wonderful experience. But it will be nice to give me a break. I haven't really had too much of a break in the last 2 years, so you know, we'll make it a little bit of a sabbatical, right? But alright guys, so as usual we have 3 piles. We like to keep our decks in rotation. The first deck is actually a very special one. This is the Transparent Tarot by Emily Carding. This was actually gifted to me by my sister. It was the first deck that I've ever been gifted. And it's funny, I've read tarot for years, for decades. But this is really beautiful, and what you'll see is that when you look at the cards, they layer on top of each other and they give a scene. So these are always so fun to read. And on top of it, we have a beautiful 3-point quartz crystal. The second deck is always one of my most beloved. This was the second deck I ever bought, but the first one that I formally learned tarot on. and this is the Morgan Greer tarot by published by U.S. Games. And on top of it, we have a beautiful piece of sea glass. The last deck we have is the Tarot of the Southwest Sacred Tribes, and that is by Violeta. I'm always getting her last name wrong. But on top of it, we have a beautiful piece of petrified wood. This always amazes me just how smooth this is, because it's a piece of really old wood, almost like amber. It's like petrified wood. But that's deck number 3. Now, to clarify, I decided to do something kind of fun. I thought it had been a while since we had any angel decks. So this is one of the angel decks by, oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. All of the names and the authors of the decks that I use are in the description box. So if you want to know the name, it's in the description box. And this was actually a beautiful bead that I found at a gem and jewelry show. And I like it. It's a little chipped. I bought it that way. It was like that when I bought it, but it's kind of imperfect, but it has such a good vibe to it. So we're gonna get an angel advice card, and then yeah, here. I'm sorry, guys. God, my hands just hurt. Everything hurts. Don't grow up, guys. It's a trap. I'm just feeling very geriatric today. But I decided to go ahead and pull out my Rory story dice. And I actually made the bag, but the Rory story dice, it is a group of different types of dice, and what it is it's a storytelling game, but I like to use it for my card readings and for myself. So we'll go ahead and we'll get an advice card from the angels, and we'll throw some story dice to help flesh out your week. Now, as always, if you need more time, please pause the video, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. I'm going to go ahead and move up the other decks. And again, I really appreciate it. Gosh, my voice even sounds a little funny today, guys. I do not mean to sound like bored or lethargic or, you know, or like loopy. I swear, it's amazing. But all right, so deck number 1, the Transparent Tarot. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put down this little tarp here. This helps us see through the cards. I have my tablecloth is a little bit busy. It's nice though. All right, so deck number 1, beginning of the week, please. Okay, this really wants to pop out. Ooh, the Queen of Pentacles, middle of the week. Okay, and then end of the week, please. Oh, that's so many. Here, go ahead, and this one's popping out. Okay, and let me just, okay. And hold on, this is the Magician. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. That makes so much sense. Right, you see how gorgeous this is, because what it is this is amazing. It really layers up, and you can kind of see. Ten of Cups, Hangman. Okay. All right, this is really making a lot of sense. Oh, this is wild. Right on top, we have the King and Queen of Swords. All right, so let's go ahead and get your angel card. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, hold on, guys. Oh, wait. All right. Did I mention I am not very spry? Okay, there we go. Change in direction. Oh, look, and it's got children on it. Oh, I feel like that's such a synchronicity. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get your dice. We'll get one die. Ooh. Oh, I'm really getting a theme here. I'm getting a theme. So beginning of the week, we got the beautiful Queen of Pentacles, and this is really gorgeous. If you can kind of see it here. So beginning of the week, if this is your energy, you're either dealing with a Queen of Pentacles or this is your energy, but I get the sense like you're being really practical with money. If you are watching this at the time, what is this? This is the Fool. Yeah, I think, and look at this. This is so gorgeous. When the Fool kind of lines up, it almost looks like she's a fairy with wings. I'm getting a real naturalist vibe from this. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll start making sense any minute now. Beginning of the week, over the weekend, if you're watching this at the time it posts, you might be like getting prepared for the holiday. The other thing that I get is that maybe you're spending a lot of times outdoors. You might be managing money in a really practical way. Like, maybe you got, bills to pay, and, you've got everything scheduled, you got everything organized. The other thing I kind of get is that this feels like, I'm really getting kind of a sense like maybe you're organizing something that is outside or something that's in nature. If it's not outside, maybe you're decorating your home or you're making your home feel really warm, and something about that is feels very organic. Maybe your decorations kind of are more, like they look more rustic, or maybe they're based with, I have another channel that I talk about like how to use sustainable things, like how to trim your tree with things that are, not as, that are good for the environment. And that's the kind of vibe I kind of get here. If this is not you, you might be dealing with someone like who is of that kind of energy. Maybe you're spending time with your mom who is like that. She's very she manages her home. The Queen of Pentacles is like almost like the lower octave of the Empress, and that it's where she nurtures. She does nurture with money, but she nurtures. She knows what every the pentacle is not just about fiscal. It's not just about the amount of money that you have. It is also about the things that you value, right? So this, you could be spending time with the Queen of Pentacles. Like, this could be a friend who's kind of, I always see the Queen of Pentacles being kind of like an earth sign, like a Capricorn, a Taurus, a Virgo, someone who likes the little details, someone who pays attention. The other thing is she's a very thoughtful person. Like, this is the person who might, get you a little ornament that is your favorite thing in the world, and it might not make sense to anybody else, but it makes sense to you, and it has such thought attributed to it. The other thing I get is that with this being the Fool, underneath it, it's just like, I just really get the sense like, in the Fool card, he's stepping off the cliff, and and the universe isn't going to let him fall. And you see how this lines up, and it looks like she has wings. I really get the sense like just everything is in order. Like, again, if you're planning for the upcoming holiday, you purchased all the gifts that people really want. You found those gifts, that are really thoughtful, and what the person would need, or would value. And then if this is not you, this is, someone around you. It could be your friend, it could be your mother, it could be a sister, that, is in that energy, right? And this person really, the other thing is that this person is self-sufficient. Like, they don't want for anything. Like, this person is also going around, and as they're doing things, as they're planning decorations, as they're decorating the house, or buying presents, or paying bills, or organizing events, you just get the feeling like they don't have a care in the world. Like, and if this is your energy, that's wonderful. It's like you don't want for anything. You don't have to worry about it. You have enough, and you have enough to take care of others, and that's really beautiful, beautiful energy. One other thing is, I do get the sense like this might involve something outside. I'm getting a real like Earth Mother kind of vibe. So maybe there's something that you're doing outside. Maybe you're going out to buy, if again, maybe you're going outside to watch the lighting of a Christmas tree over the weekend, or maybe you're going out to purchase your Christmas tree, or if you don't celebrate that, maybe if you don't celebrate, Christian holidays, maybe there's some kind of ritual that is out in nature. or something that the other thing I get is that there's quite a few outdoor festivals. Like there's quite a few outdoor, this time of year. It's and if you're watching this at the time it posts, it's really good to not be indoors. Being outside is a good safe social distance practice. So maybe you're enjoying some kind of festive thing outside. Maybe you're finding some presents at some kind of fair or festival that's outdoors. Now, by the middle of the week, this is really beautiful, and it's interesting. You see how there's majors behind the court cards. So, and it's interesting. The major that's here is the Fool. The major that's here is the Magician, and the Magician is the card that goes like this is the very first card of the major arcana. This is the second card, but it starts with 0 and goes to 1. So it's not officially 1, 2. It's 0, 1. But the Magician, and actually you see this, it's really beautiful. You see two dragons intertwined, and again, it's good to have the backdrop. But and in front of it you have the Page of Wands. So what I'm really seeing here is again, maybe if you are a mom, you might have a little one. Your little one might be like a fire sign, and but the Magician is really about taking the resources that you have and creating something. It's about manifesting, right? One other thing that I can kind of see here is maybe if you are a mom, you might have a little one that has a project or something that they want to kind of get started or do. It's funny. I have all of my friends are on Facebook, and I have one friend. It's so cute. Her youngest son has been wanting to put up, like, he's the biggest Christmas nut that you'd ever see. Like, he loves the holidays. He wanted to put up the tree. He wanted to put up the decorations before Thanksgiving even arrives. So that's what I'm kind of getting here. You might have like a little one, and it might not even be your child. If you're a teacher, or if you have nieces or nephews, or this could be one of your friends' children. They're really gung-ho. There's something that they want to do. Maybe there's some kind of project that they're working on. We are at the time of the year that you might, because schools are about to let out for the holiday, that maybe you are starting to attend Christmas recitals. And again, you don't have to adhere to that, Christian holidays. Or, it could be a recital for some kind of holiday event. It could be maybe there's something that, a child is making or wants to do. That they're getting you involved in, or you're watching them. You're watching a child use the resources around them to create something. And, that could be a Christmas gift, it could be an idea, it could be a project. But I really do get the sense that it has something to do with like family or friends. Or now, if you are not a parent and this does not involve a child, then this is really your energy. And what's beautiful about that is that, like, a child, the Fool is very childlike energy. And here it is behind the Queen of Pentacles in the beginning of the week. In the middle of the week, you have the Page of Wands, which is a very novice energy. It's almost like you getting excited about, like, the queens are really the nurturers. Like, they know they're the mature feminine of their suit. Pages are, it's like it's a whole new ball game, right? Like, they're like a child, that kind of curiosity. And what I'm seeing here is that maybe if this is your energy, you're a real practical, thoughtful, engaged person. Maybe you are learning something new. Like, maybe one example I can kind of think of is maybe in the beginning of the week, over the weekend, you go to an outdoor festival and you see some kind of, like, you buy a present for someone, and it's like a woven leather necklace. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's the prettiest thing I've ever seen. And then by the middle of the week, you're looking at the construction of it and going, wow, that's really gorgeous. I think I could make that, right? And it's almost like that novice energy. You're a mature adult, but you're looking at the resources that you have. One other way I can see this is, again, if you're planning events, it's funny. This also circulates around the social media platforms. Is that you see those little videos that show you how to do things. Like I saw a really cute video that talked about how to wrap gifts without tape. I saw a cute video that talked about how to make almost like origami animals from table napkins. You can make it a turtle, you can make it a bat. For Halloween, you could maybe with the holiday season and however you celebrate. Yule. Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Christmas. Or if it's just winter time in general, that you're just celebrating the season, maybe you saw something that are like, oh, okay, maybe I can create this table setting, or maybe I can create do this fun thing with the napkins, but it's an all new practice for you. And the other thing I get is that I really get the feeling like it has something to do with the elements that are on the table. Now, one thing with the magician in this is that you do see two dragons, and they kind of look like they're kissing. They're like intertwined. That feels very lovery kind of to me. So it could quite be, yeah. One other thing that I'm kind of getting with that energy, because I did pull two more cards to kind of, I kind of got the Two of Wands in that, which is really like a decision. One other thing that this might entail is that maybe maybe you're hosting a holiday dinner or some kind of an event, but you have to cooperate with someone else. That might be the magician's energy too, is that you have to work with the elements that are on the table, and that might mean cooperating with someone else. But the page just really talks about that you're really gung-ho and excited about trying new things, but you might have to work with someone else. Working with someone else might feel a little constricting, because with the Two of Wands, it's almost like, okay. The other thing I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping around. Ugh. Gosh, guys, sorry. The Two of Wands really talks about, do I want to stay with what I've done in the past? Like, do I want to stay with the tried and true, or do I want to try something different? And this might be related. Again, it might be related to something holiday related. Like maybe you say, okay, maybe this year is the first year I'm not hosting dinner at my house, or this year we're going to do things differently. And again, if you're watching this at the time that it posts, we are still in pandemic world. So these might be considerations. Maybe you're trying to plan like a virtual, gathering or something like that, but you're almost excited about it. Like this is something that you've never done before. If not, this could be in the middle of the week. You might have a little one who is just so gung-ho creating something or doing something. The other thing is advocating for something too. You might have a little one who has some kind of project that they want to do, and by them being so gung-ho about it, you not only live vicariously, but you're supporting them. And the other thing about the magician is that they're very good salespeople. Like, when your little one wants to do something like, hey, I want to go around and sing carols at everyone's house. It would be fun. It would be, this. They'll sell you on it. They're really going to give you, the charismatic, energetic, childlike, hard sell for it. Now, by the end of the week, you got the Three of Wands, and it's interesting that the Two of Wands wanted to pop out, and then it goes from the 2 to the 3. And underneath it, we have the Nine of Wands, which really talks about perseverance, about sticking something out. Now, when I was clarifying the two dragons, when I was clarifying the magician, I really did kind of see, like, there's a lot of twos kind of in this, so I really get the sense like it's not just your decision. It's quite possible that maybe this Queen of Pentacles that you're dealing with, if you are a male watching this might be the mother of your child. So there might be something that you kind of have to do, cooperate in conjunction on behalf of the child, or that you really have to kind of sell the other person on, but it is a cooperation, because the Two of Wands did almost want to come out with the Devil, and it's not a bad thing. The Devil in that context is nothing scary. It just means like you are obligated. Like you feel obligated. Like this is not just you doing your own thing. And when I see the Nine of Wands, I kind of think of that like, okay, you're holding out for what you want to do. But the Three of Wands, really, there is a cooperation here. You see three people holding sticks into one fire. So um, I think you might have to, by the end of the week, you might, this might be different energies. By the end of the week, this might be more, this might be more work related than family. But but I get the sense like you're really holding tight to your what you want to do. It could be this idea that you want, that you're all gung ho excited about by the end of the week. And again, if you have to collaborate with other people, even if it's just one other person, I almost get the sense by the end of the week you have everybody on board, because you see how beautiful that is. You see how the three people are holding the wands together. Let me see if I can't get a piece of paper here. Sorry, guys. There we go. I'm just gonna grab a piece of paper. We'll fold it in fours. Why not? There we go. Okay, there we go. So you see how beautiful that is. You got three, and you see how gorgeous these cards are. But you got three people holding all of their, all of their energy. And wands are energy. Like it's their physical contribution. It's all feeding one flame, right? You're all on the same page. And this could be a family. It could be you and the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Rods. So, but the one thing I do get is that it is going to feel a little bit exhausting. It is going to feel a little bit like you had to put extra work to get everybody to get on the same page. So again, this could be separate things. Maybe maybe you're really getting into decorating over the weekend, and then by the middle of the week you're all energy about something new. But by the end of the week, you really, this could be like a Friday energy of you just working really hard to try to get everybody on the same page. Now, what's beautiful here is that you've got the Ten of Cups and you've got the Hanged Man. So the Ten of Cups is beautiful. And again, I'm seeing a man and a woman here. And then I'm seeing the two dragons. And then it's beautiful that the Hanged One is like a cocoon, right? The Hanged One is like leaning back. It's about taking no action. So by the end of the week, I do almost get a vibe of like you work really hard to try to keep everybody taken care of. You might have people going opposite directions. You might have to work really hard to kind of keep three people in the same place. Now, if you are a mom or a wife, this could very well be like a family thing where, just getting everybody on the same page is like herding cats. It's not easy, but it's worth the effort. And by the end of the week, I do just get the feeling between the Three of Wands and the Ten of Cups, I just think that everybody, you do enjoy, by the weekend, you're enjoying a moment of peace, of camaraderie. I do get the sense that maybe you had to work kind of hard for it. You might have had to sacrifice a little bit. And the other thing I kind of get is that by the end of the week, you might have more that you need to do, or that there might be more on your agenda that you need to get done. But it's almost like, okay, everybody's happy right now. Everyone's joyous right now. Let me just lean back. Let me not take any action. Let me just enjoy the peace of this moment while it's peaceful. Because, before we know it, everyone being on the same page is not going to last forever, is what I'm kind of feeling, right? And that's what I kind of get towards the end of the week. It's almost like you see this person really is, almost like holding the stick, like, okay, you shall not pass, and again, I think you're working hard to keep everyone on the same page, and by the end of the week, you can actually enjoy everyone being on the same page, but it's you worked hard for it. So you're not gonna, I think sometimes you have those moments, and it might not even be family related, it could be work related, where it's just like, okay, we're all getting along. Let's just breathe and enjoy it while it lasts. And then your oracle card, you got change in direction. And it says the changes you're experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future. So follow your path to the happy outcomes you desire. Exactly, guys. I'm really getting that, with the magician and with the fool. The fool is exactly about like newborn willingness. You got the page of wands, and then you got let's see, to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected. And that's really the fool. The fool, he's stepping off the cliff and he won't fall, right? I really get the sense that you might be going in a new direction. The other thing I kind of see is by the end of the week, if you are single, you might enjoy some romance. Again, I do feel like you might enjoy some connection. This could be with your family. It could just very well feel like, just like a warm family environment. But I just feel like, you know, you're going in the right direction. I think you're going in the right direction. I think that you definitely have some new ideas though this week. There's something kind of new that you're going after. Now it's interesting. We've got the little tent upside down, and it does. I always think of this as like a circus tent, and when it's upside down, um, I I'm almost getting like with this, it could feel, you might have a few moments of feeling like you're the ringleader of a three ring circus, especially with the three wands. And again, this might not even be family or relationship related. This might be, you cooperating with your coworkers or people you have to work with. The other thing I always see with this, and not to be funny, but when I see the little circus tent, I always think I think not my circus, not my monkeys. And change in direction is kind of like that, like if you feel like someone is trying to push you in a direction you don't want to go, or if you're following your intuition and getting excited about something new that you want to do, then you don't have to stay in a stagnant place. You can always, go forth towards what you're guided to do. But I do think that you're doing that this week, and there is going to be something that really kind of is exciting, Maybe the Friday might just be like a typical Friday, like, can't wait to clock out kind of feeling, but all right, so that's what we have for you, pile one. Oops, let me put your dice here and put your stone on top. There we go. All right, so we'll move our drop cloth out of the way. And pile two. Oh, how I love this deck. My beloved Morgan Greer. So pile number two with the sea glass. What's your energy for the week? Ooh, wow, we got the page of rods again. This time in the okay, middle of the week, please. We'll go with I'm kind of drawn to bring all three out here. Ooh, oh goodness. End of the week, please. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Can I just get one other card to clarify the tower? I know I got like a million of them here. Oh, another four. Oh gosh, Justice kind of flipped over. Here, I'll just keep it to the side as like a side note here. We've got a lot of cards already, but okay, so let's go ahead and get your Angels card. What's our Angel card for the week? Oh, wow. Just for the record, this is the only card. I had purchased a stone off Etsy, and the seller had given me an extra card as like a free gift, but it's the exact same size as all the other cards in this deck, so I keep it with this because I don't have the full deck. But this is a very special card. And we'll see why. We'll see why. All right, so let's go ahead and get one die. Ooh, okay. Wow. All right, that kind of makes sense, guys. Running on empty. All right. So, wow. So beginning of the week, you got the Page of Rods and you got the Five of Wands. So, I kind of read this one of two ways. Over the weekend and going into the beginning of the week, you're gonna feel like, two ways I can kind of read this. If yours is the Page of Rods energy, you might be trying to kind of go with the flow a little bit. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of conflict. Anytime I see the Five of Wands, I always think of it as kind of the petty, just kind of like irritating. I see it as like irritating actions, little petty conflicts, like, and it doesn't have to be anything real big. It could be just that, you've got a million things to do and somebody else says, well, why did you send this? Da, 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 da. And it's like you just don't have time for it. It's just irritating, right? It's just petty little irritating things. A lot of times it's kind of, I always kind of see the Five of Wands, and I hate to say it like to it as the pissing contest. Like, most of the time it's irritating little actions that really have more to do with the other person's ego than you, right? And what I'm kind of getting from this is I get the sense that it might be, a lot of stuff going on. And again, if you're watching this at the time the video posts, we're going into the holiday season. It might be that time of year where everyone's prepping to start vacation next week. So, it's the Monday of the last week before vacation starts. Might be the last week of school, and it just feels like everything's up in the air. It's just like, not even organized chaos. It's just chaos, right? The other thing I kind of get is that I get the sense like you're trying to handle all of this activity in stride. The other thing I'm getting is I think that you're trying to keep your ego in check, but with this being a page, what I'm really getting is I get the feeling like there's going to be a few times that you get a little blunt with your speech. You know how it's funny, and it doesn't have to be a sun fire sign child. Like, if you've ever talked to a little kid that has like fire planets in their chart, especially if their Mercury is in a fire sign like Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. A lot more with Aries and Sagittarius, just for the record. Leos can be a little prideful. Sometimes they can sound a little arrogant, but mostly Aries and Sagittarian. You notice how when kings and queens are the mature of their suit, right? They're more polished, right? A page is almost like, if you've ever heard the expression "out of the mouths of babes," I get the feeling like there's a lot of chaos going on around you. There might be some dueling egos. I'm getting the feeling like you got a task done. That's the other thing, is that Wands is action. You got some kind of task done, and then someone comes back and starts picking at the way it got done, or just giving you more work to do, or trying to compete with you, or trying to counteract what you did. And I get the sense like you see a lot of desert behind him. I have a feeling that you're gonna handle the competition, but you might not always be real eloquent with your speech. Like, you might have a few moments where you kind of snap back like a child would. Like, you might say something blunt. And the thing is, with it being Wands, it was the total truth. But it's just not very professional. It might come across as a little immature. And that might be something that someone's trying to call you out on. And I hate to, don't take this personally. Again, this could just be the opinion of the persons, who are doing it. but maybe you came across as unprofessional, or maybe you said something, or and someone's like, well, they're calling you out for being inexperienced, or saying something blunt. I'm getting more of an internal thing. I'm getting like someone, like if you finish something and someone comes back and starts giving you trouble about it, and then you say, "Look, I don't have time for this," or "Why are you coming back to me?" Like, it sounds, like something a kid would say. Like if you're asking your 12-year-old, "Hey, can you go pick up your room?" and they're like, "But why?" That's the kind of energy I'm getting here. So, and this might be completely internal. This might not even be in the public arena. This might just be in kind of the behind the scenes. um, the other thing I just kind of get is like, you're really just you're you're saying what's on your head unfiltered. What you feel is the truth is coming out your mouth. And the other thing I kind of get is that you might be giving feedback about some kind of conflict around you. I am getting kind of a work vibe, even though there's no pentacles here. Um, you know, One other way I can read it is, if this is family related, you might have some bickering going on. Everyone might be getting on each other's nerves for different reasons. But and then you have some kind of little one who's the outspoken one, who's going, well, why are you being a jerk? Like, it's, you got, everything's crazy, and you got the little one, spouting their truth, is kind of the vibe. And that's the energy going into the week, guys, which, it's busy time, right? Now, this is interesting. It's funny. You're going from page energy to queen energy, and you're going to Queen of Swords energy. So, if you were just being, if you were being like innocent, innocent and honest in the beginning of the week, you're snapping out of that real quick, and you're going straight from, innocent, blunt honesty into boundaries, and very concise words and emails. And I'm getting concise communication. That's what I'm getting. Concise communication. And what's interesting is, underneath that, we've got the Tower, and we've got Temperance, and we've got the Four of Cups. So, believe it or not, I am still getting like a work vibe. Even though we don't have any pentacles here, I really kind of feel like, again, you might be. I'm hearing fire stomping is what I'm getting. Fire stomping. It's almost like just everything is chaos. You're trying to sort it. That is one thing the Queen of Swords is really good at too. She can organize like nobody's business, and we got the 10 of Wands. You're feeling overworked, and you feel like you're fire stomping. And the other thing I get is like, I get the feeling like, in the middle of the week, you have to be concise, because nobody got time for that. That's what I'm hearing. Nobody got time for this. The other thing I get is like, you're cutting the crap. Like, we're sticking to what, I'm seeing boundaries here. And the thing is, you're not a cold person. She gets a reputation of being kind of bitchy, but you're not being cold. You're setting boundaries. You're like, look, we can't. I am hearing fires. You're putting out fires. You see how Temperance is the balancing. It's recalibration. It's smoothing over troubled waters. But you've got, you feel like you're in a burning building. And I get the sense, like, I don't know if you work in communications. This could be emails. I do kind of feel like, if it's any carryover from the beginning of the week, if someone's going to waste your time, or it's almost like if you do have to respond to some kind of dumb challenge or something that's wasting your time, you're going to be quick, you're going to be concise, and you're going to just go straight to the point. The other thing I get is that, if something is not going to be productive, if something, one saying I always like to say, and it sounds kind of cold, and that's why justice was popping out, guys. You see how it's balanced? We got cards about balance and cards about fairness. And justice is impartial. This isn't about, um, but the phrase I always say is be a part of the solution and not the part of the problem. If people are running around you, not putting out the fires, if you're the only person putting out the fires and everyone's just gonna either distract you from that goal or they're gonna, waste your time, no one got time for that, right? Be a part of the solution or don't be a part of the problem. No one has time for that. The other thing I get is that I feel like doing sorry, pile two. It's not funny, but you know what I'm really seeing, and this is the first time I've ever gotten this interpretation, but just in this spread, you know, I'm also getting a lot of big Libra vibe here, you know, her goal is to move away from this and get to this. And if you are not a part of the solution, that cup coming at her is her last F. You've heard that was my last, give an F. my last care of what you think just sailed is kind of what I'm getting here, because this is a card about being a little bit like numb, like, okay, I'm done. The other thing I kind of get is that maybe you are just you're putting out fires so much that by the middle of the week you are getting into that cold kind of warrior queen kind of. The other thing I get is, have you ever seen, I actually had a week like this last week where, you've seen those memes where you're like, I started out the day wanting to make the world a better place, and then pan to 15 minutes later and your head's spinning around. I think you got it under control, but you don't have time for chaos, and I feel like it's just like one problem after another. You're smoothing these waters, you're doing, but you will cut out anyone who violates your boundaries. You will put anybody in their place if they're being a part of the problem and not the solution. And by the middle of the week, you're just going to feel kind of numb, where one other way I can kind of read this is that maybe you are so tired, like you're dealing with all this, that it's making you kind of frosty. And you might even have people approaching you with something good, but you're so used to getting bombarded with crap that when something else comes towards you, you're like, what now? That's what I'm getting from this card. And that's so sad, guys, because, that's why the Queen of Swords gets the prickly reputation, is because a lot of times she's been taken advantage of in the past and she has to put up boundaries. That's what I'm kind of getting, guys, is that you might even have some like good messages coming towards you, but at this point, you're so busy fire stomping and trying to make peace. That's the other thing, is that the Libras, Justice, the Queen of Swords are the peacemakers. If that's what you've been doing, is fire stomping all this time, someone can come up to you with a dozen roses and you'd be like, okay, what's the catch, right? It's almost like you're suspicious. The other thing is, I get the feeling like you're probably, with this being a communication sign, I really get the sense by the middle of the week, you are not going to want to talk to anyone. And just like I said in the intro, like, I talk all day long. And actually in the last week, there have been some long days. And it's like, I have those weeks where if my mother even texted me, I would not reply back right away because I'm not communicated out. That's what I'm getting. And I am almost getting the sense like people might be approaching you in like a warm way, and you can't, you're communicated out. You're like, no, please, just, I'm not interested. Please, I need to be alone in my own thoughts. I do also get the feeling like you're just getting like, it's just one problem after the other. You're balancing, you're smoothing. I keep hearing smoothing things out. Now, by the end of the week, this is really interesting, guys, is that, oh, I am just getting, hold up, wait a minute. We got counterparts. I just picked up on that. Sorry. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Oh. All right. I am seeing kind of a break here, which is good. But by the end of the week, this is interesting. We got two counterparts. So I am getting a communication kind of thing. By the end of the week, you might be communicating with a counterpart. I really do get a feeling like the Queen of Swords is your energy. Um, by the end of the week, you might be communicating with someone, and this is someone that you would actually take time out to talk to. That's also what I'm getting. I get the feeling like this is the Six of Cups, and you see, other than the Four of Cups, which is a real lethargic card, it's a real just leave me alone. I'm not, I don't, whatever you're selling, I'm not buying kind of card. By the end of the week, this is a beautiful card because I see you going from this kind of leave me alone energy to an actual like connecting with someone energy. And I get the feeling that the person that gets you to open up is someone that you are willing to talk to. Like someone, it doesn't necessarily have to be a love interest, it could be. But you see, these two are counterparts. You know, they speak the same language. And, the crazy thing is by the end of the week you've got the Five of Pentacles, which is really about being like left out in the cold, and then you got the Four of Pentacles, which is really about like trying to hold on to what's yours, right? So I kind of read this one of two ways. By the end of the week, you just might feel a little bit guarded again. You know, the Four of Pentacles is about holding on to what you value. It doesn't necessarily have to be money or possessions. Sometimes it can be you holding on to what you think is right. Where I do think that just by the end of the week you might feel like all these fires that you're stomping. By the end of the week you might just feel like, okay, I'm just, I'm almost getting a vibe like, how long can I do this for? The other thing I get is that these two cards are about money. They're totally about money. It's about like hanging on to every penny and feeling impoverished, right? So, but the beautiful thing about the end of the week, and don't stress out, guys. I don't think that you're going to be in a bad place. I just think that by the end of the week, you are going to feel like, one thing about the Four of Pentacles is he has that big pentacle that's blocking his heart, right? It's like blocking his heart, right? So I almost get the sense like, you know, by the end of the week, you might feel like isolated. You might feel ostracized. You know, you might feel like, okay, people don't agree with you, and you're hanging on to what you think is right. You know, you're hanging on. The other thing I get is that I really get the sense like you're like, okay, fine. You don't like to handle things the way I like to handle things. I'm going to be entrenched in what I value, what I believe is right. And I think that you have, the one thing that's striking me about this spread is you notice how he's looking over at her, right? So this king is looking over and understanding that that's how you're feeling. That's how you're feeling. And I think this king is going to contact you. I'm getting like, I don't think, I'm not getting that this is an in-person meeting, but with the swords, I feel like it could be like a video chat, or it could be just a talk on the phone, you know? And but you see that like the crown of this is the Six of Cups. Now, one other way I can read it, I might sneeze here, guys, is you might have like a really busy week, and again, you don't have a whole lot of time and or sanity and or sanity to deal with a lot of, I think you have no time for small talk this week, and I think you're going to be really exhausted. And actually, your tile really plays into that, and we're about to get to that. That I think that someone might be contacting you, someone that you trust, someone that you would make time to talk to. Like, if even if you're tired, at your most tired, you would make time to connect with this person. And I think this person's going to communicate to you that they really want to spend time with you, but they might not be able to right now because finances are very thin for this King of Swords. But even though they can't, you know, even though they can't be with you, or this could be, I get the feeling like this person is going to make you feel like you're at home again, right? This person's going to talk to you. They're going to make you feel understood. That again, we're going from this really kind of frigid, don't leave me alone kind of energy, to there actually being flowers in the cups, right? And I think this is somebody that is either a friend of yours. It could be someone that you've known for a long time. Either that, or it can just be someone who understands you. Again, I'm feeling like counterparts. But it's going to be like, it's almost going to feel, the other thing I get with the Six of Cups is, Six of Cups is nothing flashy. It's like, you know how when you hang out with your friends, you don't have to be at a sports game. You don't have to be at a party. You don't have to be at a bar. You don't have to do anything like elaborate in order to have good times with each other. This is what I get from this. It's almost like just it's like you're connecting and empathizing, and you feel better. You feel more open. The other thing is, I think you're both adults, right? These are the two most mature cards of the sword suit. And when you get together, you feel like kids. And look at all that blooming in the cups, right? But I do get a feeling that this person, the other thing I get is that the King of Swords does not open up very easily. And this person is going to be telling you something about their financial status, and that they really, they're falling on some kind of hardship right now. And it could just be periodic, because again, this is weekly and we are coming up on the holidays, and the holidays fall on different pay periods. This might be the week that you have to pay the mortgage and also buy all the Christmas gifts, or whatever gifts, like if you celebrate, it might be a real pinch time. But I get the feeling like by the end of the week, there's going to be a nice connection. I do get the feeling that it's going to be virtual. I don't think that it's going to be in person. It could be because these two are face to face, but one last way that I kind of read it is, nah, I get the sense that you're reconnecting with someone that's either a really good friend or someone that makes you kind of put your walls down a little bit. But this person is going to be communicating. It's either going to be you in the energy of feeling ostracized and left out in the cold, and feeling like, just like you're digging in, like you're not giving up, for what you value, even if people isolate you for it, you're like, no, I believe what I believe. Otherwise, it's going to be this King of Swords. The other thing I get is this King of Swords has really planned this out. Like this connection, they've been meaning to tell you. I don't know where this is coming from. They've been meaning to tell you about this for a while. The other thing I get is that this guy doesn't open up very easily. He trusts you to tell you about this, but you are really going to connect. It's gonna, it's almost like he's going to help you decompress from this craziness. And it'll be, the other thing I feel like is justice is served, is what I'm getting. Justice is served, but I'm just getting a lot of balance and a lot of fairness. The swords is all communication. It's like all action and communication. But by the end of the week, it's going to be a little bit more about money and values. But it pertains to this male figure. This person is very articulate too. If they do have to explain something to it, they're really going to sum it up. It's almost going to be like when this person calls you, they can really kind of, like debrief you is what I'm hearing. Debrief you. Now your tile is interesting, guys. You got the little gas gauge, and look, it's almost on empty. Almost on empty. You know what that tells me? That tells me two things. It's either your energy is getting low, like again, ain't no one got time for this. Like your well is getting empty. You're almost running on empty. Or you know what I'm almost hearing is that maybe this person is calling you, this King of Swords is calling you because they want to come see you, but they don't even have enough money for gas. I don't know where that's coming from. That's pretty wild. Let me just double check something here. King of Swords. 10 of Wands. Again, yeah. Someone is just really, I think, you and someone else are really working your asses off this week. And I feel like it's communication-wise. But this is what's amazing, guys. Just look how many swords are in this. We've got the Queen of Swords. We got the Justice. We got the King of Swords. And then look. We got God is in charge, and look what he's carrying. He's got a vibrant sword. But this is Archangel Michael. God is in charge, and it says, my prayer, dear God, please help me let go of this situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. So, wow, guys, I mean, definitely, I'm seeing some petty conflict. I'm seeing a tower. Now, just one other way I can read it, just to throw it out there, the tower might be some crazy news. The tower might be some crazy news. And maybe it's like something that you didn't expect, and it just kind of like, and what you're doing is because you're the Queen of Swords, you're a balanced person. You're just trying to breathe through it, like you're trying to take the news in stride. And then maybe by the end of the week, maybe when the news first hits, you just kind of have to deal with it. And then by the end of the week, you might have someone calling you to actually give you some additional information or explain it, or, kind of give you some, again, I'm hearing debrief. The other thing I really am getting a strong, and I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm getting a strong feeling like somebody wants to have this communication in person. Like this King of Swords wants to see you face to face, but that money is really tight right now, and gas is that it's like they have to forego seeing you in person in order to save money for gas. And that's really wild, guys. But that end of the week is not bad. I mean, you definitely have a few cards here that are the really, hanging on to your money. But this Six of Cups is one of the most beautiful cards. Let's just get one more. Okay, one more pile two for that Six of Cups, please. This King and Queen with the Six of Cups. Please clarify. What does that mean? The Six of Cups. Judgment. Oh my goodness. And the Fool. Someone might be communicating something to you, and judgment and justice really talks about coming clean about something. And then the Fool is really about like a new start. And also the Fool, stepping off the cliff and letting the universe catch you. That's God's in charge, just trust in divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everything and everyone involved. So the other thing is, I do think that this will be fair in the end. By the end, it'll be fair. Ooh, wow, guys, pile two. That was deep. It's always really deep. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video just really briefly. I will BRB. Okay, guys, we're back. I know that was like less than a second to you, but I just like to give you a heads up. So, just a quick break. These videos do go long, and again, not to sound like I'm delirious, give my voice box a rest. I talk too much. I know I do. All right, so this is another deck that I really love. I haven't used it in a hot minute, so I'm glad to use it today. But it's the the Tarot of the Southwest Montreal. There we go. I'm sorry. Tarot of the Southwest Sacred Tribes from Violeta, Montreal. I always forget her last name. But all right, guys. So beginning of the week, pile 3. What's the energy? Ooh, that came upside down. Oh gosh, guys. I'm seeing everybody have like a tight pocketbook. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. And then middle of the week. Oh, they both. Okay, end of the week, please. Wow, the Page of Wands come out in all 3 decks, so he's definitely our common denominator. Okay, one additional 4 swords. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get our angel card. Okay, this one, the deck kind of cut to this card, so I'm going to go with it. I feel like that was the one that it wanted us to go with. And then let's go ahead and your dice. Moon. I'm seeing a lot of moon imagery. See, again, I'm not talking right. I don't think I'm... Sorry, guys. All right. A lot of moon imagery. Now, okay, so beginning of the week, the 9 of Coins came out very explicitly in the reverse. And so the 9 of Coins is really that independent card, like, independent, disposable income, don't have to worry about anything kind of card. And with it in the reverse, it means that is kind of like that energy is blocked, or that energy is not strong. And the root of that, the reason why that energy might not be strong, hold on one second. Sorry, guys. All right. But the reason that energy might not be the strongest right now is we've got the 5 of Swords and we've got the 10 of Coins. So I really kind of read that one of a couple ways, and we'll talk about it. But so over the weekend, in the beginning of the week, you might feel like a little, I'm getting the vibe like your independence might be a little limited by your family. And in particular, it might be one person in your family. Like, there's someone that might be, the 5 of Swords, I always kind of see, if you've ever watched The Simpsons, you remember that kid Nelson, who would always be like, ha ha, someone who is really kind of, wants to win at all costs, someone who might be throwing their weight around a little bit. And I get the feeling like it's probably a family member. If it's not a family member, the 10 of Coins can also mean businesses. And we do have the Hierophant in the mix. That sometimes that can be institutions. So it could be a higher up or a boss that's kind of, telling you that you're gonna do something. But let's go ahead and let's just see. Can we please clarify who's this? Oh, wow, this poked right out. 5 of Cups. 8 of Coins and the Tower. Okay. 10 of Swords. Yeah, gosh, guys. Sorry, but yeah, I do get the feeling like this might be, yeah, this could be relationship related. I definitely do kind of get a family vibe, because what I see is a man, a woman, and a child under the 10 of Coins. And underneath we have the 5 of Cups. It's almost like the 3 cups are spilled. But one person, it's almost like you feel like you can't be independent, like especially financially. You can't be, like, you have your freedom is being almost, is being kind of taken away from you by a bully. And this bully can be someone in your family. If you're divorced, or if you have an ex who might be the parent of your child, it might be because someone is saying, okay, and especially this time of year, this could be like, could be a holiday thing. It could be a family expenditure kind of thing, where it's like, well, we're close to the holidays. You need to, in addition to, child support, I need you to get this, I need you to get that. And it's almost like you're not being given any choice. You're being told, okay, no, you're gonna do this, right? Again, that Nelson, I've taken away, this person's like standing over you, right? The only thing you can do is comply, and it makes you feel like you're not free. It makes you feel like you're not free. I am almost getting like you feel like your money is being handed over to someone. I mean, we didn't see the six of coins, but we saw the knight of coins. Yeah, you know what it is that I think you're. The other thing I get is that if this is not like a marriage related thing, um, one other thing, real quick, just on the note of it being relationship related, is that, this could be a breakup with someone too. It doesn't necessarily have to be marriage. The Ten of Coins kind of speaks more of a family unit, but there's money here. The other thing I get is the Five of Cups is it's almost like mourning over this. Like, it's like you've got two fives here, and fives are about conflict. They're also about change, like almost radical change. All change is uncomfortable, but this could be, honestly, this could be one of the first years that you're, like if you've separated from someone or if you have joint custody over someone, this might be the first year that you're kind of going into the holidays with separate schedules. But I do get the sense like somebody, you're not free to plan things the way that you want to. And I think that's upsetting to you. It's like, it's emotionally upsetting. The other thing I get is that it's almost like not only are you not free to do what you want with your money or to plan things the way you want, I think you are also emotionally upset over the way that this is falling out. That the way this person is acting, the way that they're treating you. You know what I'm almost getting is it's sad that it's come to this. Like, really, we have to you have to you have to bully me. You have to throw down the gauntlet and say no, you're going to do this. Um, the other thing I get is that with these swords here, I really get the feeling like um, there might be a little bit of verbal slander involved with this, and I hate to say it that way, but it's almost like, no, you're gonna do this, or I'm gonna tell everyone, you know, um, like someone's gonna say something negative about you. Now, if this is not relationship, like if this isn't boyfriend, girlfriend, shared custody of any children or anything like that, there is a child in here. We've got the King of Wands and we got the Page of Wands, so this could be a child. It could have a little one involved. But if that's not the scenario, if you're single and you don't have any of that going on, this could very well be that maybe, again, going into the holidays, you might have like a family member, and I really do feel like it's a family member with that five being of cups. I don't think that would be a business associate. You can get irritated over your boss telling you, okay, you're going to do this, and there's nothing you can say about it, but not in a bad emotional way like the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is like mourning, over. Five of Cups is mourning over a situation that didn't work out with someone. So what I read from this is that I really get like if you're single, this could be a family thing where maybe you just want to be free, you want to do your own thing, maybe you want to spend the holidays at your own house or do your own thing, and then someone, maybe your dad, your grandpa, your mom, your sister, somebody, brother is going, no, you need to do this for the family, da 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 da. And it's like, for whatever reason, you feel like this person has something on you, or they're going to talk smack about you, or something like that. The other thing I get with the Nine of Coins is the Nine of Coins in the upright is a very classy person. It's someone who's very cultured, who knows how to handle themselves, and again, they don't want for anything, they don't worry about anything. But here, I'm kind of seeing like someone might make an example of you, or someone might say, well, what I'm almost getting is like, well, so and so has the money, why can't they bring the turkey this year, da 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 da. Like, you almost feel like they're gonna like start talking trash about you, and that's giving them the leverage. But what I'm almost getting is that I feel like it's sad that this situation has come to this, right? um I do get the feeling like you wish that things were more cooperative with this person. Now, one other way I can kind of read it, it's just one last way I can read it, is it's possible that maybe the nine of coins in the reverse could be you not acting real classy. And I don't mean that as an insult, pile three, please don't take it that way, but you know how um what's that saying that Michelle Obama always says, when they go low, I go high. When someone else goes low, you go high. This might be a situation where you, with the nine of coins in the reverse, how to go high, like you know what it entails to take the high road, but you don't feel like going high. Yeah, maybe there's someone in your family that you might be a little emotionally upset with, someone that you might have had a falling out with, and that you're still kind of hurt by something they did. So maybe, maybe you're the person in the Five of Swords. You might be bossing someone else around. You might be fussing at one of your family members, and it could be over money. Um, but it's almost like it's, what I'm almost getting is, I'm getting kind of a sense of like, well, you might have money, but it's almost like you've got, your family might be looking at you like, well, why don't you do this, you got all the money. And instead of going, they're kind of talking some smack, and instead of going high, you're turning around and being like, no, you need to pay your own damn bill, that's not my responsibility. But you're almost a little upset, like you're upset that this conflict is going on. You're upset that you have to take the low road, that um, or you feel like someone's pushing you to take care of something. And I am getting money here. Like someone's impeding, someone's taking away your financial independence, and they're kind of doing it in like a bully way. They might be telling you, I am almost getting like someone's telling you have to pay some kind of bill for a family member or something, or that you need to contribute to your family more. But you are sad about this. You're sad about this. The other thing I get is that you just feel real restricted. I do think somebody is pushing someone else around, you know? I really feel like it's someone else pushing you around. The weird thing is that I think you almost understand the reason why this person is going to such low taxes, because this is low vibe. I think you understand why someone's being low vibe. Maybe it was some kind of falling out between you. But you are sad that it came. I keep hearing it's sad that it came to this, But you're not feeling real free. You're not feeling real free. You're feeling kind of financially burdened. The other thing I get is that I do think someone is going to talk about you, like, so and so has money, but they've refused to help us, and da da da. It's like, if you don't do this, that someone's going to throw shade. Um, but there might be deeper roots to that. There might be a reason why they have that leverage with you. So I don't think with two fives, I don't think anyone's innocent in it. But I just feel like it's there. That energy is bringing you down a little bit in the beginning of the week. Now, by the middle of the week, this is interesting, guys. You got the Chariot and you got the King of Wands, so this is really good. This kind of, this will be kind of like a low tide kind of feeling. This will just be a little bit of bumpiness at the beginning of the week, so things do get better. Middle of the week, you got the Chariot and you got the King of Wands. I really get a feeling like it's full speed ahead by the middle of the week. Now, this King of Wands could be like another, this could be a father figure, or it could be a friend, some kind of male figure. The other thing I kind of get is that this male figure might be encouraging you to just I'm hearing keep on trucking, because the Chariot really is about two opposing forces channeling to go the same direction. So, what I'm almost hearing is, turn misfortune into an opportunity. That's what I'm really kind of feeling. Like, there's some way that, if these two themes are related, there's some way to kind of use this, because five is change, right? Five is challenge. But the beautiful thing, it's conflict can be like the spark that gets an engine going, right? And that's the chariot, right? It's like, okay, well, if everything's in flux anyway, let's use the momentum of this to actually go somewhere, you know? And that's what I'm kind of seeing. So the King of Wands could be your energy, where you're like, okay, the other thing I get is that the King of Wands really, he's experienced a lot of things. I always think of him as like the retired general, like he's probably jumped out of airplanes. He's been to battle before, right? The man has been to battle. He's very experienced. And when he decides to journey in a new direction, when he decides to go somewhere, you best believe that he has enough experience that he's going to be successful. Any project that he decides to do, because the other thing is that the wand suits is really about action. It is also about spirit too, and philosophy. But all the kings and queens, all the kings have been are the mature masculine of their suit. They've been through all of those life experiences, and then they sit on their throne with that experience. If the King of Wands decided that he wants to stand up and step off of his throne to go on a new adventure, you best believe that new adventure is going to be a real custom selected one, because he's been the page, he's been the knight. He's gone through experiences. A lot of them, I always call this like I always kind of think of the king as the Wile E. Coyote younger years, like he's gone splat plenty of times. That's what gave him that maturity later in life. So if he's seeing an opportunity from this, if he's seeing like a way to spark, the other thing is he's the king of taking action, right? So he has enough experience behind him to know, okay, instead of letting this completely dim my flame, let me use this as a spark to, let me use this conflict. That's the other thing that wands are really good about, is that, usually that's like an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius kind of energy. And the fire signs, they always see the positive in situations, and they also know how to, again, bounce back. Instead of hitting the ground and staying there, they bounce. They say, okay, how can I use the force, the energy of this, and propel it to go somewhere else. And in the middle of the week, I hope that makes sense, guys. In the middle of the week, that's what you're looking to do. It's almost like you're channeling. The other thing I kind of get is that you're tired of being 9 of coins. Again, you want to go high. You want to hit the sky. You ain't sitting around in this. You're not. No one got time for that. You want to move forward. So I think you also want to kind of take this energy and use it. That's one other thing that the wands are really, really good about, is that they don't like sitting in the poop very long. It's too low vibe for them. The other thing is that they like to be happy. They like to be excited. They go for adventure. And if where they're at is boring or restrictive, that's the other thing, restriction. That's not in this king's vocabulary. If this is dimming his flame and boring him or restricting him, he's going to look for the fastest way out, and he'll use that to fuel that to go forward. One other thing I can kind of see with this is it's possible that maybe you're just doing a lot of driving in the middle of the week. Now, one thing is I do see what looks like kind of a wheel. I mean, I sincerely hope that you don't have any wheel trouble. Just one other thing is that if you are going to be driving a lot this time of year, if you're in North America, the weather starts to get cold and starts to snap. So sometimes when that tire pressure light comes on, though it affects your tire pressure. If you're going to be driving a lot, you may want to check that first. Make sure you have enough air in all of your tires, because that causes problems later. It wears your tires. It can pop a tire. But that's the other thing, is that one other way I can just throw it out there is that maybe if family is being kind of a drag, and I hate to say it that way, that's how it came out. Maybe you really are like I'm almost getting a feeling like you don't want to be at home that much. And if you have an excuse, like maybe work has you working at different locations, or maybe you have the opportunity to travel, it's almost like, okay, sure, sign me up. I don't want to stay at home. Just, you want me at you want me in that other location today? Sure, I'll go to that other location. It's almost like you're eager to jump in the car and kind of go places. The other thing is, I get that kind of that recharges your batteries too. Is what I'm getting. Almost like being in the car just kind of makes you feel better. You know. One other thing is that I don't know where this is coming from. You might be listening to really like, how sometimes when you're kind of when you're stressed. Hey guys, the microphone cut out for a minute, so we're gonna try to get this done. But what I'm kind of seeing is, how sometimes when you're stressed out and you jump in the car, that you might put on the music that has like really heavy drums, or just something that kind of like exercises. It kind of has the lyrics, or the especially like the drum beat, or the heavy percussion, or something like really really deep music. You know what I'm almost hearing? I'm hearing that, like almost like mosh pit music, like oh gosh, what is it? Um, I'm sorry, that sounded awful. It sounded better in my head. Linkin Park, okay, Linkin Park, Papercut, Linkin Park's Papercut. Oh my gosh, it's like and then the drums come in. It's like, and gosh, you're making me headbang right now, pile three. Like seriously, like some deep music that gets you into it. One other really like if you're one other song, if we're listening to Linkin Park at this point, is Faint, Faint, Faint. Yeah, Faint is another one. It does also have heavy drums. It's another one of those. You know what? I listen to Faint when I'm like when I really want to like do some heavy running, or honestly, I think that song is like warm up for kickboxing. No kidding, right? Like it's some heavy stuff, um but that's what I'm kind of getting. Like you just want to jump in the car if you have some place to go that's a little bit of a distance. It's almost like you want to hop in the car and just kind of like pile three, please be careful. You might have a little bit of a lead foot. Don't get a speeding ticket. So don't be like, hey, Soul Symbols told me to listen to this song, and boom, like you're off, state trooper. Sorry, not like that. But oh gosh, guys, you know what? Since music is always so prophetic, the moment I start channeling songs, I can get like something from that. One other way I can read it is both of those songs and just about everything Linkin Park really does talk about like a father-son dynamic, or like a father figure dynamic. And so when I see the King of Wands, that can be some kind of patriarch. Again, they're like the generals of the tarot. They send people on missions. And if someone might be sending you on a mission, the star, what I'm almost kind of getting is like maybe you're being sent on a mission. One other thing is that this might be a little bit of discord, again, with that family dynamic. This might be a little bit of discontent, a little bit of resentment towards a male figure that's kind of directing you. You might feel like it's a male figure that's kind of limiting you or kind of bossing you around. Just to throw it out there, because Linkin Park really talks about that. Like if you listen to the lyrics of the song, like Papercut talks about like paranoia is all I got left. About like voices laughing at you when you fall and stuff like that. Faint really talks about like don't like abandonment, like don't turn your back on me again, it's kind of like an angry, it's a little bit, again, it's a very King of Wandsy kind of very strength oriented energy. But this could very well be your energy, and you can be a woman watching this. We definitely get into those kind of masculine, yang kind of moods, but definitely watch your speed limit, check your tire pressure. If you've been driving a lot too, just be easy on your car. Just don't don't push it too bad. I know it's hard when you get carried away. Now, by the end of the week, this is interesting. We've got the Hierophant, and then underneath we got the Page of Wands, and we got the Four of Swords. I kind of read this one of two ways. If this is your energy, I think by the weekend you really need to, I do think you need to decompress. I think the universe is asking you to rest. The other thing I kind of get is that I think if you are experiencing some kind of family or patriarchal thing, I think by the weekend you're, and I know this sounds so cliche, but when people talk about your inner child, I really feel like you are connecting with that kind of part of yourself by the weekend. I feel like you're almost trying to get centered back into the very authentic part of yourself, and that part of yourself might feel like kind of innocent. The other thing I get is that maybe one other way I kind of read this is that maybe by resting, it might not necessarily be sleeping. It's almost like a mental rest, like a mental reprieve. And when you do that, that could be doing fun activities. Like here we see an owl. The Page of Wands is really like, that can be. That can be going hiking. That can be doing some type of activity that's physical but almost kind of childlike, but that's what you enjoy doing, and it gets you into that relaxed kind of mind state. Now, one other thing that I kind of see here is that the Hierophant can represent religious institutions, like it can represent church. So it's possible that maybe over the weekend, if you are Christian, if you attend church, maybe something in the sermon or something that and also listening to the music. Just to throw one other song out there, since we're on a Linkin Park kick, here I'm hearing I'm hearing Papercut and I'm hearing Faint. By the end of the week, this feels a little bit more mellow. It feels again a little bit more innocent, like you trying to get back in touch with that kind of wounded side of yourself, and you might be trying to see the spiritual lesson of it's almost like you're pulling within yourself and trying to figure out why you're angry, or figuring out why you feel resentful, or what's going on with yourself. And there's a song also by Linkin Park. I think it begins with a K. Kiiara. It's called Heavy. It's definitely more ballad-y. It's not as drum, it's not as moshy as the other songs, but that's another song that I'm kind of feeling by the end. And again, it just talks about like those kind of deep emotions. Now, if you are a parent, it's quite possible that you might be spending time with a little one. Now, just one other way to throw it out there, and I don't want anybody to be worried, because if you're watching this at the time the video posts, we still have a lot of scary world events going on, so I don't want to trigger anyone by saying that it's not Rona. But what I'm seeing here is that sometimes the Four of Swords, because it is somebody resting, it could be someone, you might, either yourself, or if you have children, you might have a child who's just not feeling as energetic as normal, especially if normally your little one is kind of bouncing around. They might be kind of just tired. It doesn't necessarily have to be an illness, but they just might be tired, or it might be something minor, like they just are feeling kind of low energy. It might just be a common cold. I won't even say the flu. I don't think it's anything like that. But I don't want you to freak out or anything like that. I don't think it's anything serious, but I do just kind of think that you know what I'm almost getting from this? The Hierophant represents the status quo, or what's expected of you, like you following the rules. So it's possible that you might be staying in over the weekend with a child who's not feeling real well. And nothing scary, nothing bad, but just a little child that might be kind of laid up, and it's your responsibility. It's expected of you that you stay with them and make sure that everything is okay, that you take care of them. Now, one other way that I can see this is that maybe you're feeling low energy. And again, same scenario, doesn't have to be that you're sick. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It could just be, especially with the swords, that you've had a real mental week, a real driving everywhere week, a real tired week. And the King of Wands, he He burns bright, he burns the candle at both ends. So maybe by the end of the week, you are just kind of amping down a little bit. You're still, you're not king energy, but you're page energy. You're still excited about things, but it's almost like you're seeing things from it could just be that maybe you are reflecting spiritually, you're thinking kind of on a higher level, and you might be resting as you do that. Like you might actually be sleeping. With the swords, it could be doing something like playing video games or something that you do to decompress. But there's what I'm kind of getting is that it's almost like you're getting kind of spiritual downloads. I've always thought this pile three. I don't know if it's because three is kind of a spiritual number, but I always get kind of a deep vibe from your pile. Like, I think that you understand the same way that I kind of get messages. I think you get messages the same way. Might not necessarily be through symbols, but you know what I'm almost getting is I think that you almost get, you get kind of, I think you understand themes. Like maybe you're playing a video game and some kind of theme or some kind of storyline really kind of reflects what you've been feeling, or a lot of times, either that or reading books or watching movies or just chilling out, kind of you might see something on the TV or in a TV show that really kind of like speaks to you. It's almost like it's giving you divine kind of knowledge or guidance. And I think it's helping you recognize, like I think you're starting to recognize that inside that you might have some wounding or just some feelings from when you were younger. And it's almost like you're allowing yourself to kind of exercise those feelings either through meditation, that's possible too, or yoga, or just sleeping. I also think that you want to recognize we don't have too many cups, but you might want to pay attention to your dreams if you want to like keep a notebook and a pencil nearby. But one last way I can kind of read it here is that you might be feeling kind of like you need to take a break from the status quo, like you need to get away from the system a little bit. Either that or the system is making you feel like a child. It's making you feel like you have no say. Can we just get one clarifier? The tower. Yeah. Um, Eight of Swords. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah. I get this feeling like you feel like there's things going on. There are times that you feel powerless. And believe me, all of us have as adults have little triggers. So this is not making you a bad person. This you're not crazy or paranoid or anything like that just because you have a emotional response to something. And actually, again, pile three, the fact that you analyze those feelings, you try to figure out those feelings, that's a very mature response. But I do get the feeling like you do have some pent up anger, or you might be being sent on tasks that are like churning up some kind of undefined response in yourself, and you might be analyzing that a little bit, and you might be seeing symptoms of that. But here I just kind of feel like you feel like you're part like a cog in the system, and it's like taking away your voice, and I think you just need to unplug. And you just want to unplug. You want to get away. You want to rest. I think you need to rest and recoup. And but I do think that you're doing some kind of activity that you enjoy. Again, I feel like you're a very active pile, so I feel like your definition of R&R is not the rest of the world's definition. Like you might be out there like weeding your garden and like yanking out the weeds, and that's like cathartic. So that might be your way of. And again, something about this is really. Now, one other thing I can kind of see here, and just to throw it out there, you might be speaking to someone who's a little bit of a spiritual advisor or a wise man. Because the other thing is, this deck really is, it's Native American based. So, and here, you would not have a traditional church, person, but you would have a wise man. So maybe you are speaking to a wise man. It might be someone that has known you since you were a child, someone that you have that kind of relationship with. but they might actually give you some insight, as to what's going on. But I definitely get some kind of vibe, some kind of bubbling of some kind of parent-child dynamic, and I really want to say like father-child. It could be father-daughter, it could be father-son. I'm really kind of getting father-son here. But your oracle card is really interesting. It says ask. Ask us to help you in this situation, and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. So we patiently await your request. Holy Toledo, guys, you know what this might be? This really might be, and I know this sounds terribly woo-woo, this might be the universe, however you define it, your higher power, your spirit guides, your past over ancestors, God, the universe, however you define it. They might see you struggling with something, and they want permission to bring enlightenment. They want permission to help you. So this could be meditation, guys. This could be meditation. There might be something that and I know that sounds really woo-woo, but alternatively, again, if this is more traditional, we are in the holiday season. If you go to church, maybe you go to church. You know what? Sometimes when I go into places of worship, it's just so beautiful. I don't even have to attend mass to learn something or see something. Sometimes looking at the stained glass windows, there's stories depicted in them, stuff like that, something. But I would say this. I would ask if you feel lost or you feel like something is triggering you, you may want to ask for spiritual guidance. And I promise you, and the other thing is, if you're nervous about that, if that makes you uncomfortable, you could even, so if you say, send me a feather, and then all of a sudden, 12 crows start following you around, that makes you a little nervous, right? Instead of, if it makes you nervous, just go ahead and say, please, you can define what the sign is. Like if you say, send me a feather, right? I like to do that. I like to say, send me a feather. And gosh, guys, I get a lot of feathers. I get big, fluffy, pretty ones. So, they will listen. And the other thing is that they will send you the answer. And usually it might be in music. If that's your thing, it could be in art. It could be something that you saw. The other thing that I'm kind of getting here is I'm seeing quite a few moon. The King of Wands has the sun in his staff. If you see that, something about the sun imagery, the image of the sun, like the one with the curly rays. Wow, guys, this masculine figure, you would know them by some kind of association to a sun with the rays that kind of undulate. All right. That sounds crazy, guys. I don't know where that is coming from. You would know that if this masculine figure is you, it's some kind of association to the sun, the symbol of the sun, like on my cloth here with like the wavy. If it's someone else who's sending you on a mission, you would know them because they have some kind of association to that sun symbol. But here I'm seeing you have the moon and you have the crescent moon. And here you see the moon behind the little angel advice. You might, again, this is where I feel like you might be getting some symbolism in dreams. You might be having some unique dreams. The other thing is it might be something celestial, might be something that you see in the sky if you look at the sky at night. The other thing is I think we just had a new moon. So the moon cycle is technically this. You know what that almost tells me? And again, this is what the Rice Krispies are saying, guys. You might have your answer by the the waning gibbous moon, and I'll speak English. When the moon is new, there's no light. It looks very like a dark sky. And then as it starts to grow, this is what the moon looks like. It starts to, from left to right, it starts getting bigger until it's full. Then after it's full, it starts to go like this again. And when it's a little bit more than halfway across, so I would say after the full moon, so after, it would probably be after towards the end of the month before New Year's Day. Whenever after the full moon and the moon starts to take this shape is when you would have the answer to your question. Either that or there's something about the moon. The other thing the moon represents too is that it's your emotions. Like in astrology, your moon is where your heart is. Also, I would look at your moon sign. I'd look at your moon sign. If you do, just to throw it out there, if you do study astrology, if this is some kind of dynamic with you and another person, you may want to compare your astro charts, and I would look at whether or not you have any squares and any of the other person's planets to your moon, because that would make you feel unnurtured. One other thing to throw out there too is that you might have some kind of transit of other planets contacting your moon, because that really does take us back to childhood emotions. The moon is the mother. It's the source of all of your emotions. And when you have transits hitting your moon, you really do. It puts you right. It punches you right in the feels. And I would also make sure that if there's any, holy crap, guys. Just one last thing. Sorry, last thing. If you have any Mars contacts, and can I just tell you, my Mars is conjunct my moon in the sign of Cancer. That's like, my sister describes it as a tornado of wet towels when I have transits to it. If you have a moon Mars contact, because this is fire energy and all that anger, all that not even anger, all that headbanging, Linkin Park energy, is if you have some kind of hard contact, especially a conjunction. Conjunctions are what in astrology what we call little volcanoes. They it makes the planets of two different energies act as one, and whenever you have a moon and Mars acting as one, oh my gosh, that's like having really fiery masculine energy channeling straight through your tender emotions. It's some scorpionic stuff. It is like a little volcano. So I would look for that as well. But I am also just getting some sleep or some, talk to the moon, ask, but also dreams. And I am getting like an astrological feel. The other thing is I get that, this energy here, by the end of the week, it'll be good to rest. It'll be good to do activities, like physical activities that you enjoy. And then I do think that you're going to have some spiritual channeling going on. Nothing too crazy, but if this is meditation, you just might be feeling really in the zone. And there might be a few answers, because again, this is a lot of the Wands energy is that energy of, well, I can do it myself. I don't need any help. I know what's going on. And sometimes there is higher divine guidance, like the Hierophant, that would really help you. And so it's not bad to ask. And here it even says, we're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions. And every single fire sign I know thinks, okay, I can do it myself, right? So we patiently await your request. Sometimes if you give it over, if you say, please help me with this. And wands are spiritual, very spiritual. Water and fire are the most spiritual combinations that you can. That's why Pisces and Scorpions are so deep. That's what a lot of Pisces are priests and nuns and monks. And Sagittarius are college professors and ethics professors and preachers as well. So there's no two elements that are as spiritual as that, and I'm getting a lot of fire here. So, but all right, guys, I hope that makes sense. Please don't get any speeding tickets. Check your tire pressure. Definitely, be gentle on yourself. Take a beginner's mind by the end of the week and really look for those spiritual lessons. I feel like the higher powers are really are going to be speaking to you this week. And I know that sounds crazy woo-woo, but You know, I think you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So, wow. All right, that felt good. And yeah, my jaw is better. You can tell. Last week I was all like, couldn't talk. But I thank you so much for joining me. We only got a few more weeks left, but I'm excited and I hope that you have a good week. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.